Womanology with Rhea, and I have a special guest. This is
Hey yo, I'm Mark. I'm her son.
yeah, he looks like me, so you should know. But I decided to have my son on the show so we can just talk about motherhood and sonhood, and how I kept him alive. That was very difficult between the ages of birth and 7. Um, we really, really tried.
It worked. I'm still.
Thought we were immortal a lot of times.
Yep.
But yeah, so welcome, son. How are you?
I'm good. Are you?
I'm good, son. So, yeah, how's it like being a college student? You kind of already been a college already. So how does it like, being a college student actually attending classes for yourself?
I feel like this year is a lot more different than last year. Freshman year was like a whole new world and experience. Want to see, do all types of new things. This year was kind of like, okay, I explored freshman year. Let me just come back and set like a pattern, like a rhythm that I just follow.
Were you able to establish a pattern and a rhythm?
Yes and no.
Okay,
Yes
so
and no.
what do you think kind of, put a hook to the pattern?
Mm, definitely focus.
Yeah,
Could have focused a lot more.
yeah. Sophomore year is hard, I guess.
I had trouble in sophomore year of high school too.
You know what? But that was during COVID. So that's probably, I would never accepted that because of during COVID. But I see what you're saying. I guess sophomore year is just difficult. You have to buckle down. Yeah. So what else is about college life that you're loving?
Just seeing the new people, um, going out, not having a curfew. It really is the whole
Wait,
thing.
he's never had a curfew. So him saying not having a curfew is very odd to me because he's never had one.
Or,
Like,
like going out, not being asked when you come home.
oh, if I would do that though. I would do that, even though that you weren't living here. I would still do that. Next time you go out, tell me so I can ask you when you come home. Why? I'm your mother.
Cause I'm safe. I come back at
You keep saying I'm safe, but I know you.
yeah, exactly. I'm safe. I make it back.
I know you. You're not that safe.
I make it back in one whole person.
Sometimes.
No police trouble. That's what
No
matters.
police trouble. That's what matters. But sometimes not a whole person.
What's the last one didn't come back as a whole person?
When was the last bone you broke?
Senior year
Yeah.
under your roof.
You're trying to talk about my parents.
I'm just saying, if it was me going out, I'm more in danger with you than with myself.
What? Wait, hold them so you gonna have to come. You gonna have to come.
Even nothing was broken. It was just my name got messed up.
You gonna have them come for me. I think it's like a 7 year like thing to where you can report. He didn't mean that. He didn't mean that, Womanology listeners. He didn't mean that. I'm fine. We're okay over here. So yeah. So I got some questions. So what do you remember most about your childhood growing up? Since it was not very traditional.
I say church.
Church. Yeah, church. What else do you remember?
Going to college with you, going to work with you. Those are like the main things that really stick out to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What did you like most about going to work with me?
I can do whatever. I can literally run through the hallways, mess around, no really question like, oh, that's Miss Jackson's son, and just let me by, let me be.
I think that's probably the reason why you don't listen to authority.
Yeah.
Because they didn't allow you to you know, you were able to do whatever.
Mhm.
So what do you like about being an only child? Well, my only child.
I don't even know. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I still grew up with siblings, so I kind of had like both stories, like both views, but
Grew up with what? Oh, you mean cousins?
no siblings too.
How did you grow up with your siblings?
I still knew them, saw them.
Yeah, I mean like in the household on a daily basis.
No, no. But being an only child didn't really like stood out to me for real.
Uh-huh.
That's just part of my life.
Really? So you didn't think that it was different or anything?
No,
Okay. What did you like most about it always being just us two?
it was just us two.
Really? So you didn't want nobody to come into this exclusive club?
Not that, but like if I just want to like separate, have my own time, I can have my own time, but I have like a little sibling or nothing.
Oh, I see it. So you was able to be selfish.
Mhm.
Yeah, I can understand it because when Zoe was born, you. So yeah, Mark was like 3, almost 4 years old when my niece Zoe was born, and so up until then, everybody was like, "Oh, he looks like you, whatever, whatever." But then my niece Zoe was born, and my sister, my older sister, and I look similar. We're just different complexions, and so her daughter came out looking like me. And then I took Mark to go see, my niece at the hospital, and so everybody was like, "Oh, look, it's a baby Rhea, it's a baby Rhea." But Mark, being a little toddler preschooler, he was like, "This is my mom."
Yep.
And so she had this bow, newborn pictures that you put a bow on a baby's head or a cap, depending on if it's a boy or not. And so Mark took her bow off her head. And so we got the pictures back. And so the first thing he said was,
I forgot.
"How did she get her bow back?" And the funny thing is that I would be like, "Mark didn't take that bow," but he had it clutched in his hand. He had a pink little bow clutched in his hand. He stole from a baby.
I was Tyler. I didn't know any better.
You know not to steal.
Apparently, I didn't.
I guess not, honey. So yeah. So what was the most difficult thing about growing up, though? What was difficult for you?
I said not seeing my dad as often.
Yeah, I can see how that has impacted and will impact you. What is it that you missed about it?
Just like spending time with him, seeing him often.
Mm-hmm.
That's really it.
Yeah, wanting him to be around. Yeah, those memorable moments. Mm-hmm. No, I can see that. I think that would be difficult for anybody because our kids want both parents. What was the funniest thing about growing up?
Definitely the random adventures I'll have.
Oh, the random adventures.
Mm-hmm.
We had a lot of random adventures.
We did.
We did. Some adventures. Please don't call the people. I remember one adventure. We were going downtown. Do you remember that we was going to the public library downtown?
We took the train.
Uh huh. Yeah.
Okay.
And I think it was some homeless people outside fighting. And he was like, "Don't go down there, please, no."
I don't remember that part. I do remember like the train part of it.
Yeah, I think he was just kind of scared by that. Um, but we weren't in a fight though. But he did see that, and I think that scared him. But other random adventures, I think like at that time, I just used to put Mark in a car and we used to just go. We used to just find shit to do
Mhm.
and just you know live it out.
Yeah.
We used to go to random parks. What else we used to do?
Random parks, restaurants.
Hmm.
Always trying something new. I hate them all.
Yeah, we used to go to the mall a lot.
I hated it every second.
Because you used to hide in the clothes.
I just hated being there because you would walk around the mall endlessly, and I'm just like, I'm ready to go. We got what we needed. Why are we looking around?
But you didn't hate the mall that much because you used to like the play area.
Because I
So,
can play.
yeah, so I mean, at the end of the mall trip, you was able to play.
Not all the time.
That's true. No, not all the time. What other stuff we used to do? I don't know. We used to just go random drive. We used to do a lot of random stuff.
Mhm.
Just like a lot of random stuff for some reason. Because we ain't had nothing to do and I ain't had no money. And so I knew I had money for gas. So that's what we used to do. What did you like about going up to Harrisville?
I just remember running on walls.
Really?
Hmm?
Do you remember like people like trying to watch you while I was in class?
Vaguely.
Vaguely. I remember some students used to try to watch you in class, and then one time, my one friend she tried to watch you in class or babysit you while I was in class, and I think you had clown so bad.
I remember that.
You had clown so bad that she was just like, I almost started to get you, but the class was like 45 minutes, so I just held it out. But you had clown so terrible. What was you thinking about?
I don't remember. 5 years ago.
That was years ago. Do you see children at college now?
That's Lou. No.
So none of your classmates have children.
Mm.
None of the class, none of your friends have children.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. That's weird because when, well, I guess it's the dynamic. Because when I was in here, so I don't think many people had kids in their class either.
Mm.
Yeah, I can see that. So I said, what was the funniest thing? But what is the funnest thing that you remember growing up?
Yeah, come back to me.
Hmm?
Can't come back to me.
Okay, I gotta come back to that one. All right. So I remember when you used to tell me that you feel like you have to not always be in my shadow because so many people know who you are.
Mhm.
Yeah. So how are you building your own self identity outside of me?
But that's easy. A lot of people still know me. I just be saying what's up to people, talking, going out. It really seemed a lot. Like going to school really wasn't a difference. I just went around talking to people, met new people because I didn't know anybody there besides went to high school with.
Mhm.
So it's just a matter of getting myself out, get my face out there.
So that's how, and they don't even know me as your mother. So that's how you feel. I
Mhm.
see that. So how would you rate me as your mom growing up?
Pretty good. I got a lot of whoopings.
You didn't get a lot of
I got a lot of
whoopings.
whoopings.
You was bad,
Yep.
but you didn't get like a lot of whoopings.
I am Dom with the Uncaped Mama podcast. What can you expect on the Uncaped Mama podcast? Well, one, you can expect me talking about all types of topics related to motherhood and parenting. So things like, things I've already talked about here, right, are um, going through loss and experiencing loss and rebuilding your relationship with yourself. I've talked about child support and all the issues surrounding that. I'll talk about money and finances. I've talked about self care for parents. I will have myself, I'll have guests, I will have funny and light topics and also some more serious topics. My goal here is for moms to take their capes off, be okay with the good, bad, and the in between that comes with motherhood, and to be able to shape your journey the way that works best for you and your children. You are unique. You are different. There is lots of advice out there and a lot of information you can process. And my goal is for you to determine what works best for you. So that is the purpose of the Uncaped Mama podcast. That is what you will see here. Make sure to like, subscribe, listen, follow, engage with me. I would love to connect with you, and I'll see you on the next.
I gave you more.
I got whooped in church.
You saying Mark is laughing because he knows what story I'm about. Mark is laughing because he knows what I'm about to say.
Mhm.
So it was Easter in his Easter speech. And instead of saying his Easter speech, he sang in the microphone.
Bust it wide open and bring it back. Bust it wide open and I tell her bring it back.
So I snatched him up. What? No. So I had snatched him up and I was like, no, you cannot sing this. You cannot sing this. And so that's why he got whooping in church. Because he was singing secular songs. And he tried to sing it for his Easter Sunday.
I didn't really sing a secular song. I was just told to sing a song.
You were not told to sing a song. You were told to say your speech.
Say it, Mom.
Did you growing up, did you ever feel like you lacked anything?
No.
Did you ever feel like you was missing out on anything?
No.
What would you have wanted differently?
Not to do choir.
Not to do choir. What else would you have wanted differently, just like in everyday life?
Everyday life, nothing really.
Mhm.
I was a pretty content kid.
What year do you think, like in your childhood, which year was like the most difficult for you? That was hard for you to handle.
What childhood, like which range?
Um, let's say 7 to 12.
Probably teacher race passing.
Mm-hmm. How old were you when she passed?
I started in seventh grade.
You just know you was in 7th grade, so that was like 12, 13.
Mm.
Yeah, you hadn't turned 13 yet. That was very difficult. That was difficult for you, and that was difficult for all of us because it came out of nowhere.
Mm.
Yeah, it was. What about that made you recognize and, try to be more present with those that you love?
I mean, I think after that, I really started saying like "I love you"
You
after every
did.
time I leave any sort of family event to everybody. I want to make
You
sure everybody was
did.
like, "Hey, I love you." Just because I didn't know like if the last sentence grade was "I love you" or not. And granted, I always try to say I love you anytime I leave an
You
establishment,
did.
but after then it's just like a conscious effort to make sure I say I love you before I leave.
No, you did. You've always stated that. You've always say I love you, and you always like give hugs before we leave any type of family establishment. Because I think, like I said, it just came out of nowhere. It was different. So okay, growing up, how many sports did you play?
Baseball,
We play baseball.
soccer,
We play soccer.
basketball,
Basketball. We play basketball.
lacrosse,
Yep, that's true.
and track.
And you ran track, so that was five. So that was five. So out of the five, which ones did you like the most?
Oh, soccer. I love soccer.
Why didn't you play soccer in high school?
Because I had to try out. And
Uh huh.
I didn't feel like trying out, or I didn't want to play sport at all during high school. Actually, I just wanted to go in 4 years, get out. Because I never went to go to school. So
This is true. He did want to go to SLU.
Mhm.
He
so
wanted to go
to Central with my
to,
friends.
to do hood rat stuff with his hood rat friend.
Yep.
But then the reason why I was like, no, you can't go to Century because they were having brawls in the middle of the cafeteria. And he knows that.
I started a fight club later, SLU. Anyways, but yeah, I just didn't try out for the school soccer team only because I think you have to try out during like summer.
Okay. And so you didn't want to
Mhm.
be at school in the summer?
I thought track would be easier,
Mm-hmm.
and it was.
Track was a little bit easier. But I thought that, um, you want to know something? I thought that you would have did baseball.
You have to try for baseball too.
Yeah, but I thought that if you had a choice, you would have did baseball and not soccer.
I didn't want to play sport.
You just didn't want to
I
play.
just wanted to show up, get my name checked down for tennis, whatever, spend my little 2 hours, and go home.
2 hours?
That's how practice was.
Oh, okay. I was like 2 hours in school. I was like, that's not school. That's not school at all.
Mhm.
Okay, so I see that. But what about like, you were in soccer, and what about if you tried out for soccer, then it would have been like a really good experience and you could have got a soccer scholarship.
That's true, but I still had a good experience running track.
Mm-hmm. Track was fun.
Mhm.
What did you like about running track?
I didn't do anything. The pole vaulters were known for being lazy.
Uh-huh.
So, like senior year, we got a lot of guys from the track team. So
Yeah, y'all
we
did.
split us up. He have the guys he's working with, then the guys who are like got their own set of like exercises to do.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever we split us up, the older guys like me and a few other kids,
Mm-hmm.
we would just do our own thing. Not own thing, but like follow coaches' practice. But we wouldn't practice. We would just go down to the pit,
Mm-hmm.
wave our poles around, lay down the whole time.
Yeah, I remember that's what y'all did, and I would be thinking to myself, what's going on?
Yep. And if coach came down, the child was busy. And when he wasn't there, we did the same thing up the pit. And the pit is like we actually pole vault. Mhm.
So that's how you played the system, so you wouldn't do any work.
Yeah.
I see. So, Mark, tell us more about yourself.
Which one?
Which one to tell us?
I like to cook,
Mm-hmm.
hike, I have a dog, um, video games, I love art.
What do you think started your art passion?
I don't know. I've always had it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I love just drawing. I loved art class, and I think that was really it. Just the love for the art and the passion, just like being great.
When you was three, you painted your whole arm red.
You don't sound that happy.
I wasn't upset. I just know that we was painting, and he did. He painted his whole arm red. I think I have that picture. I don't. I have to find it. But you just the whole arm was red. You look very busy.
Yeah.
You do. What is a story about me about being your mom that sticks out to you? It can be any story. It can be a story you felt that I stood up for you. It can be a story to where you felt that we had a good time. It can be a story where, you know,
Honestly, Chicago.
Which one? We used to go to Chicago a lot. Remember?
It was the first time on my birthday.
Oh yeah, when you had turned. Okay, tell me
Mhm.
about that.
It was just fun being up there and just really like hanging
Yeah.
out with mom the whole time. Did we ride the Ferris wheel?
We rode the Ferris wheel.
Mhm.
We were, excuse me, we rode the Ferris wheel, and then how did we get up there?
Oh, we drove. No, first time we didn't drive. First time we took a double decker bus up there.
Yep, we took a bus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we took the bus up there and we stayed with Dewana,
Mm-hmm.
and we was on the train, and yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you
It
was
was
7 years
nice.
old
Mm-hmm.
and you experienced Chicago.
I liked it.
I see. What about the other times that we went? We used to take you and Jordan and everybody.
They were fun, but I rarely remember those times because we haven't gone in a long time.
We haven't gone in a while. We used to go to Chicago all the time. Like
Mm-hmm.
we used to go to Chicago like at least once a quarter. Remember?
Yeah, we haven't been like 10 years.
It hasn't been 10 years. You're 20.
7?
Probably like 7. Yeah, we used to go a lot. And what? Okay, so that's a good memory. What about what's the memory to where you felt that I stood up for you?
Um, Junior was it junior year when I had that one English teacher, Miss Carol, and she like wrote down on my progress report like
Oh
some shit
yeah.
like on my writing, but then when you talked to her about it, she couldn't point out a single thing.
Oh, you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, he did have this one teacher, y'all, and she was, y'all know I don't play with my baby. She was talking about his writing and saying something, and I was just like, okay, so where's the rubric? Where is it that he didn't, follow the instructions? And
Mm-hmm.
so she didn't have a rubric, and she didn't have like a correct instruction on what they're supposed to do. Anybody, when you write papers, and you write papers now, and do your teachers give you rubrics?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're supposed to have a rubric. Like you're supposed to have this is what's required in the paragraph, whatever, whatever. This is what required in the intro. I need you to mention this in your outro, whatever, whatever. And she didn't have anything, but she wants to give him. I think she wants to give you like a C plus or something. Yeah, she wants to say it was poorly written, but yeah, she didn't say nothing. So did your grade change?
I don't remember this point.
I don't remember if your grade changed or not, but I know I talked to her. She kept emailing me for like 2 weeks straight after that. After progress reports and report cards were going, she kept emailing me after that. You know which one I thought you was gonna say?
Who?
When you were in first grade and you had that one teacher
Miss
at Jana.
Waterman? Miss Waterman?
Yeah, and she kept calling home. Yeah, so Mark had this one teacher, and she kept calling and saying, Mark's not doing any work. Mark's not doing this. Mark's not doing that. And I used to have to be at the school all the time because Mark wouldn't do work.
Mm-hmm.
And so then, uh, I think she was just like, I don't know what's going on or something like that. And then, did she say she let you help the other kids with their work?
I don't remember.
You really don't remember first grade?
I really know.
Why not? What happened? Did you bump your head?
I did.
When?
Kindergarten. That's my head.
You did bust your head in kindergarten
Mm-hmm.
on a slide. But I thought you should have remembered something.
I remember like years. I don't remember like exact moments and details from first grade.
Okay. So this is what happened in first grade. So she had called up to me like several times. And so I used to come to the school. I used to leave my school and come to his school all the time to see what was going on. And then I remember one time in particular, she was like, I let Mark help all the other kids do all that work because he can do everything. And I'm like, but you telling me that he didn't finish his work. So why would you allow him to help other kids when his work isn't complete? And then I'm getting, you getting in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, I'm not getting in trouble. But do you know the other ones that I remember about you?
Well,
When you was in kindergarten and they said hands off the wall and you told the teacher she said hands off my wall and you told the teacher this isn't your wall, this is the taxpayers wall.
that's not something I'll say.
This is the taxpayers wall. I remember you had said that. Yeah, I have a lot of memories about Mark and just him and I growing up. And I have to say him and I growing up because I didn't know what I was doing. And you know what? For a long time, you really thought that I knew what I was doing.
Yeah.
You still do?
Mm, more or less.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm a great pretender. How did you think? You didn't think that this didn't look normal?
This is what I grew up with.
Oh, I like that. So this is your reality. So this is all what we have. I get you. I get you. I like that too. So what else? What other memories you want to share about me being your mom, your mother?
I remember one time there was a wasp on the stairs back in Greenway Chase.
Oh yeah.
And rather than like you go down with me, because you want me to get something from the car, you just told me a little prayer to say that. And I'm saying that prayer the whole way up and down the stairs and then get stung.
Oh, what prayer was it?
Our Father, or like no weapon formed against me.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, we pray a lot. We prayed a lot. Yeah, we did growing up. Yeah. Do you pray a lot?
Not really.
Not like you was taught. Uh,
I just want to sleep.
Well, we didn't pray just at sleep time.
I just go straight to the food.
You gotta pray, son. I'm disappointed in you. You have to pray. How at least taught you prayer?
I pray
How often? Every 3 months?
once a week.
Okay. Well, I can take that. The Lord knows y'all.
Mhm.
So what else do you remember? What other some good ones? I didn't know. You know what? I forgot this story about the no weapon formed against me with the wasp. I didn't even know that until you just mentioned it, and now I remembered because it was like a wasp's nest on the bottom by that old man where he lived.
Yep.
Yep, it was. Now that I remember it, and sometimes they would before the people would come and like chop it down or whatever. It would happen annually because it was a season thing, and before they would get it, it would populate with a lot of wasps because we lived on the very very top floor. Um, if you are a single woman, do not live on the bottom floor. Don't live there. Too many people. It's so much easy access to get inside your house. Windows, the patio's right there. So you are a single woman, you are a young single woman, live on that top floor because that's a safety concern. My dad taught me that. But yeah, so what are some other ones? Because I like that one.
Really, I think most ones that got to me like when I got in trouble.
Ooh, okay, tell us one about that.
One time, it's a long car ride. It's like my sophomore year, and it made me end up writing the contract on my grades. And
Oh yeah. Sophomore year again. That's what you said. Sophomore year again.
Mhm.
Sophomore year is hard for you, I guess.
It is.
Yeah. Okay, so I remember that. So what did the writing contract say?
Just like I would do extra credit, I would turn my assignments, and I have late work. That's really it. I just did not turn in my work.
Did I ever follow up with that contract?
No.
I don't think I did. And the reason why I even asked that, because I would say stuff and I'd be like, you're gonna do this, and I would never follow up. I wouldn't follow up. And Mark wouldn't remind me.
Well, it's like the time when I got in trouble, and you tried to like assign me uniforms and forgot after the third day.
When I get in trouble to try to assign you a
It's like back in
uniform?
elementary school.
When? Because that sounds funny.
Sometime between third and fifth grade, it was with Principal Fitzgerald, not Dr. Fitzgerald, and I got in trouble for something. Then you came to the school, you were mad, saying, "I'm gonna give you uniforms." Now I'm all just showing up in like college shirts.
Oh yeah, I remember that. No, that's right. I did say that, and I forgot all about it.
I wasn't gonna remind you.
I know, but wait a minute though. You want to know something else?
What?
Is that during that time period, during elementary, when you used to get in trouble and stuff, you used to get in trouble on the bus a lot.
The bus was fun.
You used to get suspended off the bus. What were you doing?
We had rap battles.
I'm Doja. They sleep. Yeah, we part of Just Posted Podcast, man. The best show on this network. Come on, check, though.
Seriously, man. Just Posted. It's just me and Doja sitting back talking about what the fuck going on in the world and the streets.
Man. We said labor of love. He said labor of love. I ain't say that shit. Shout out to everybody coming to watch though, man. We really appreciate y'all. Holla at y'all later.
Hey man, this nigga just tall for no reason.
gone.
And he
Peace.
do regular jobs. Don't forget that.
bus, yo, mama jokes on the bus, fights on the bus, food fights on the bus, throwing race on the bus. We did a lot of stuff on the bus.
What was you doing?
Everything I just mentioned.
You was doing your mama jokes?
What's it called? I got into it with a third grader one time. We were supposed to go back and forth singing mama jokes. I made him cry.
How old were you?
Fourth grade, fifth grade.
Why would you do that to that little bitty kid?
He started.
Mark, I didn't even know this about you. I'm very shocked because I keep thinking like, baby boy. Like I'm that mama that be like, that's not my son. That's not him. That's not him, Your Honor. That's not him. He's perfect. Baby, I know it is him. And then I be trying to tell him, shut up. It is not you. But okay, so that's why I used to get suspended off the bus.
Yep.
He used to get suspended off the bus all the time, to where I used to have to drive you to school and then hit the highway and drive me to work. Now, from his school and from my job, it's like a good 25 minutes. So I would be speeding. I would be speeding, dropping him off and trying to get you to school and then me to work, because I live close. And so yeah. And then I think my other favorite memory, well, I have two memories, right? So I have a memory about when Marco was small and he was in kindergarten, and that second semester he had to spend the second semester in first grade because Miss what was her name? Your kindergarten teacher? I think she had went out on maternity leave because she had just had a baby.
Yep.
Yeah. And so the teacher, the sub teacher, she was just, I don't know if she can handle Mark or the class. I don't know. But they used to always say, go up to your mom's classroom. Yep, they did. They used to always say, go to your mom's classroom. So that whole second semester kindergarten, he spent it in first grade. And so yeah, so I remember that. And it was fun having you in my class. At one point it was just like, normal. It was typical because he did spend that whole second semester of kindergarten in first grade. And
True.
yeah, but he still got in trouble. Like, he would get in trouble at home. He was still, the thing about Mark is though, when he would be with me, he wouldn't be like, oh, with my mom, I'm gonna be good. That wasn't him. He would still be himself.
Yeah.
One thing I adore about him is that he is still unapologetically himself at all times.
Mhm.
So it doesn't matter who is around, he's still gonna be him. So that's one memory that probably wasn't the best, but I enjoyed it. And then another memory.
Did you always broke into a lot?
Huh?
Did you always broke into a lot? Like for 3 years consecutively, she would break her toe in the same spot every single time.
Yeah, I have that same toe that I'm still. Yeah, you're right. I used to break that toe all the time.
Mhm.
Are you laughing? You tell for just telling my business. You just telling my business. Yeah, I broke that toe a lot. Or you don't think that was weird that your mama can break her toe?
I thought you were clumsy.
I've always kind of been a little clumsy. What about when I thought I broke my nose?
You were so convinced you broke it. I was like, Mom, you okay?
Oh my gosh.
You're okay.
No, I broke my nose,
She
and
didn't break her
then I did. The phone fell on my face.
She didn't break her nose.
And the phone fell on my face. And then I definitely believe that I broke my nose. And then Mark had pulled my sister to the side because she was going to take me to the hospital because I really believed that I broke my nose. And so Mark was like, TT, she didn't break her nose, but I don't know how to tell her that she didn't break her nose.
Mm-hmm.
And they both was like, I don't know how to tell her either that she didn't break her nose. So I don't understand. Why did you?
You weren't listening. You thought your nose was broken. Like, you were thoroughly convinced. I don't know how.
And you still feel safe, huh? With me.
Yeah.
With a broken, non-broken nose.
Mhm.
Thank you, Jesus. So, okay. We talked about that. So going forward, how do you think that you want to finish off your college career? Enough of jokes and family time. But what do you want to finish off? How do you want to finish off your college career?
I just want to finish it.
You just want to finish it. Do you have any other plans? Because I know you were in some groups, though.
Oh yeah,
Mm.
definitely some groups. But after college, I just want to go straight into law school.
Yeah.
Mm.
And what type of law do you want to study?
I want to go into maybe corporate or criminal defense. I'm still deciding.
So, what is it that draws you towards corporate, and what is it that draws you towards criminal defense?
Oh, two M's: money and morality. Corporate, I want the money, big bucks. That would be the first person to call. Say, hey, I got some money. Really? Change up everybody. Yeah.
Please
The
don't
money will
change up
change
on
me.
me.
Money will change me. Second, immorality is because what's it called? I was at the protest when I was a little kid, and I saw like black women need better representation of courts and for law in general. So I thought, okay, what
Yeah.
can I do for the future? And it really just stuck in my head till about senior year, so then, and it really brought back up. And I'm like, you know what? Law, a
Yeah.
little criminal defense, that could work.
Yeah, we did a lot of protests growing up.
Mhm.
Well, I guess growing up, me too. So we did a lot of protests. So yeah, so even when you see that the disproportionate of funds for Black people, how does that make you feel being a part of that, trying to be a part of that solution?
Good and bad, because the system is broken, and everybody knows it's broken, but no one knows how to fix it per se.
Hmm.
Like I could talk for hours about what's wrong with criminology, and at the same time talk about hours like what's right with criminology and how they work tandem and hand in hand. But you really just gotta like be a part of it to really know the difference, if that makes sense.
So when you say be a part of it, you gotta be like immersed in the law, or
Not immersed in law, just like immersed in what's going on. Because a lot of times, people will overhype the type of crimes going on,
mm-hmm.
or
That's true.
underplay a certain crime, or say a certain demographic is more successful, which is true because there are
Mm-hmm.
certain theories to that. But other times it's really about what's it called? What's true and what's not.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times people they go off their own judgment and really don't sit
Yeah.
down and research for it.
That's sometimes when I used to tell you all the time, similar to psychology, and I can understand why he picked law. You have facts and you have feelings, right?
Mhm.
So I mean, it's a fact that this happened. Like it's a fact, but your feelings or how you feel about the situation, and your feelings are not always facts. Your feelings are just they're your feelings, right? So you're sad because he called you, I don't know, stupid. Let's just say something. That's a feeling that you have. But are you stupid? Is that a fact?
No.
No. Right. He remembers the conversation. So we have facts and feelings. So then that goes into what you're saying. You have the situation and how the situation really plays out. Like, is it bigger? Is it made bigger in the media, or did the media try to downplay?
It depends on crime.
Mhm. So what do you mean? Like, so do you
Like
feel like
a
they
lot
do?
of
Go ahead,
a
baby.
lot of times media will like overportray murders or like anything that can get a headline, they'll try to push it out there. But a lot of cases, most of the crimes is robberies, break-ins. That's really it.
Mm. I can't wait till you dig deep more into that, so you can really, understand the social justice piece and how you want to help others. So then, what made you really wanting to go into being a lawyer besides money
Oh,
and morality?
oh, that's it. Oh, no math. I would not be doing math at all. Hate math. Everything in my soul, I hate it.
So that's the reason why. So besides money and morality, that's the only reason why he wants to be a lawyer.
Mhm.
What about taking care of others?
That's nice, but I'd rather take care of people like I know than like strangers. Not saying like I don't care about the people, just like if I'm gonna put so much time and effort into someone, I make sure I know about them and like they're constantly safe and like I can have easy access to them.
Hmm. I can see that. So, what is it that something that you've learned growing up that you try to apply in your daily living? Besides, you already talked about prayer, you already talked about your scriptures that I give you, but what is it that you just learn in the daily?
How to be genuine. It's like
Yeah,
being nice to people, open doors to women, walking the right side of the road, just small stuff like that.
yeah. So, being kind to others,
Hmm.
yeah, speaking kindly, yeah, that's good. So I think what you've taught me being a mom is patience. Mark has taught me a lot of patience. He probably doesn't believe that he's taught me patience because he received so many whoopings, as he says. He deserves more. He has deserved more. So probably that. But then also, he's taught me patience. He's taught me humility. You know, it's not always about me because he's right there at my shadow. Still, still right there at my shadow. So he's taught me patience, humility. And honestly, he's brought me closer to God, to my relationship with God, because I'm having him so young, even though I prayed for him, having him so young, you know, you really don't know what you're doing. Like you're 20. At 20 I had you. Like I had a little baby.
Mhm.
So you really don't know what you're doing. So he's taught me that. Mark has been patient with me being his mama. I don't think he realized it.
I do.
So yes, he has. And then like he's been a protector, and I don't think he knows that either. Mark is 6'2", 6'3", so he's been a protector in a lot of different ways. But yeah, books. The books this time, I don't really have none. We still reading The Body Keeps Sore. We still reading What Happened to You, Love Me More, All About Love. Um, that's him. He's been pretty. He swear he pretty.
All he would do. It's true.
So we're here with Womanology, and thank you all for listening. This is our Mother's Day episode, and just a peek into my heart that is walking outside of my body. Bye. Subscribe to Womanology. Love you. Bye.
Bye, subscribe.